Welcome everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys excuse my new little look for a little minute. My studio got flooded, so I had to switch it up a little bit. So until I get that organized, gotta rip the carpet up, all these different things I gotta do in this little setup I got here. Today we're gonna dissect this press briefing that Karoline Leavitt had. It's kind of long, but I cut some pieces out that we're gonna pay attention to, like tariffs and the economy, eggs, some things like that. So without further ado, let's get into it.
On the economy, February's jobs report was good news for America, particularly our manufacturing sector. The manufacturing sector gained 10,000 new jobs in just 1 month under President Trump. This rebound was led by the automobile sector, where we saw 9,000 new auto jobs created already. That is the most auto jobs added to the economy in 15 months. This was a complete turnaround from the Biden administration, where we were losing an average of 9,000 manufacturing jobs per month last year. Reuters is out with a report that a number of companies are now looking at expanding their presence or bringing their businesses into America because of President Trump's policies. And just moments ago, before coming out here, I saw another report by Reuters revealing that Merck has opened a $1 billion facility at its North Carolina site. This is just the latest pharmaceutical company to boost its U.S. manufacturing in lieu of President Trump's tariffs. This announcement follows Eli Lilly's plans to invest at least $27 billion to build 4 new manufacturing plants here in the United States. And Pfizer has also said it's considering moving their manufacturing overseas right here to the United States of America. As the president has said over and over again, when we purchase products made in the USA, the profits stay here, the revenue stays here, and most importantly, the jobs stay here. And despite the globalist mainstream media's attempts to worry consumers, President Trump will not repeat the trend of past American presidents who broke their promises to the American public and smiled while they stuck a knife in the back of American workers and shipped their jobs overseas. Our country has lost more than 5 million jobs in more than 90,000 factories due to devastating globalization over the last 3 decades alone. North Carolina lost 300,000 manufacturing jobs, including 60% of its furniture manufacturing jobs in the years following NAFTA. And in Michigan, globalist policies destroyed 250,000 jobs, including 40% of the auto industry, which again we know is clawing back because of President Trump's action already. These are harrowing statistics that represent countless towns and families who have been completely destroyed. But the America Last globalist era is ending under President Trump. He will no longer allow our country and our workers, our hard-working American families, to be ripped off. On another very important...
Wow. Now, here's the thing, right? You will never know these numbers. The mainstream media will never put these numbers out to make the Biden or the Democratic side look bad. You see, the thing is, it's been happening and we didn't know about it. So now we understand. No. With Trump, even though some of the tariff conversations kind of go over some people's head, the people who actually understand why he's doing it is willing to trust the process. It's like, all right, it might get a little hard before it get really good. And this is the good part about it. The hard part ain't come yet. I think some of the stuff might go up, but what it does is it helps companies on this side, which is America, be a little bit more competitive. And all these companies that quote unquote come into America to open their facilities and the car manufacturers and all that, they were here before. But because he put the tariffs, that beautiful word he loves, on them and they know it's coming, they decided for their pockets, their bottom line, it's better if they come back. So now in this instance, tariffs work. Don't you think? A lot of people going to get jobs. A lot of people going to start being able to feed their families better. Maybe some things might go up, but maybe not. Let's wait and see. Hey, let me let her continue.
Issue for the president. He continues to work hard to secure the border. If you missed it yesterday, CBP launched an enhanced home mobile app with a new feature, the intent to depart, which offers unlawfully present aliens or those aliens whose parole has been revoked an orderly and defined process to notify the U.S. government of their intent to depart the country. The CBP Home app strengthens our mission to secure the border and provides illegal aliens with a straightforward way to leave now before facing much harsher consequences later. A new report from Bloomberg just found that the number of aliens trying to reach our country by
But the thing with that now, a lot of people may not even think about using the app because from what I understand is, we all try to learn together here. Some things I really don't know. I might do the research, give my point of view on it because remember, we all got to trust but verify. But the thing is, once they self-deport, it actually goes on their record. So even if, let me say, a year or two, they come through the legal way, they're going to get denied. So a lot of people wouldn't self-deport because it puts you in a position where you can't even try to come through the legal way. You got to wait till 10 years to come back, which is crazy. But, a lot of people now want to do that. So we're going to see how it goes.
By traveling through the jungle to Central America dropped a whopping 99% last month. And this follows the incredible news that illegal border crossings plummeted last month as well, down 94% at our southern border from last February under the Biden administration.
Watch them numbers.
As President Trump made clear during his historic address to Congress, we must finish this job and continue to carry out the largest deportation campaign in American history.
I'm going to put a graphic up so you can see the numbers. The numbers, when I saw it on TV. I was like, wow, they're actually showing this? But not all news stations is showing it. They will never show it because they don't want him to look good. Because even people on the left, even people on the right, and people in the center all wanted the border to be cleared up. So I'm going to just put a graphic up while she's talking so you can see what she's saying. Let me pull it back up a little bit.
At our southern border from last February under the Biden administration. As President Trump made clear during his historic address to Congress, we must finish this job and continue to carry out the largest deportation campaign in American history. Ellie.
Can we talk about Canada? What is the status of President Trump having a conversation with Mark Carney? We have seen the president use the term governor to refer to Justin Trudeau. Will that moniker also go to Mr. Carney going forward? And is the decision to increase the tariffs, is that based on a specific economic metric that he looked at? Is it impulse? How would you describe his reaction to Canada?
The president has not yet spoken to Mr. Carney, not since I checked, which was just moments ago. But certainly his phone is always open to leaders who wish to speak with him. As for the tariffs, the president made his position on this quite clear with the statement that he put out. And it was a retaliatory statement due to the escalation of rhetoric that we've seen out of Ontario, Canada.
Yep.
The president saw the premier, Doug Ford, make an egregious and insulting comment threatening to shut down electricity for the American people, for hardworking American families. He made that threat. The president saw that and has an obligation and a responsibility to respond.
Now listen. This Canadian guy came out his face and said he's gonna cut off the lights for Americans. Now, this is how I put it. I got some friends, they give us a little pushback. The dialogue and the debates is always welcome because it's fun, having these conversations, these political conversations. And they said, oh, this guy gonna have us in a blackout because he's pushing Canada to cut off our electricity, and what we gonna do? I can't remember exactly what he said. In return, I said, yo, bro, you think they're gonna have the nerve to do that? Did you see what President Trump put in his Truth Social? Now, here's the thing. most of us who are center right, or even full MAGA, they watch what the Democrats is doing as well. But do you know the Democrats don't ever watch to see what they doing on the other side? So they never know what's really happening. They never know what is the truth to even say it's a lie. None of the above. It's only some people who's actually in the politics on a heavy level. They will know what he said. They might say he a liar, but they gonna know what he said. But most average Democratic people walking around, they don't know what's going on. They just know what their party's saying to them because that's all they paying attention to. So guess what President Trump said? You know what? I'm gonna call your bluff. 50%. And what happened? That sucker fold.
And represent the interests of the American people. So he has made the decision to add a 25% tariff. Now steel and aluminum tariffs will come into effect tomorrow at the rate of 50%. And our steel and aluminum industries have actually applauded these tariffs because, again, they know it's going to grow their industry here. It's going to allow them to export more steel that is made right here in the United States with American workers.
Egregious and insulting are your words.
So you see that happen, right? President Trump called his bluff. And in true fashion, this bad boy folded. Watch.
Well, just a little while ago, I had an opportunity to speak to Secretary Lutnick. And Secretary Lutnick has sent out an olive branch to us to come down and immediately meet with him, meet with the whole trade administration, and discuss the future. Rather than waiting till April the 2nd, threats going back and forth, tit for tat, I've agreed to suspend temporarily, and we always have that tool in our toolkit, until we sit down over the next day or two. I'll be heading down to Washington along with Dominic LeBlanc, and we'll have a good discussion. You know, with any negotiation that we have, there's a point that both parties are heated and the temperature needs to come down. And I thought this was the right decision. They understand how serious we are about the electricity and the tariffs. And rather than going back and forth and having threats to each other, we have both agreed, let cooler heads prevail. We need to sit down and move this forward.
See what I'm saying? I told my homies and them, go have a seat and let the real man run the country. Because, listen, they are so used to people backing down. I'm talking about the other countries. They're so used to the president trying to, be diplomatic about certain things. No. Sometimes you just gotta be like, you know what? I dare you. Ball's in your court. Let's go. That's what he did.
Here, but that's what many Canadian leaders have said about the actions President Trump has taken toward Canada. And what do you think the timeline is for speaking to Mr. Carney? Because normally a sitting president speaks to a close ally very quickly when there's new leadership.
Well, the president is, again, responding to the fact that Canada has been ripping off the United States of America and hardworking Americans for decades. If you look at the rates of tariffs across the board that Canadians have been imposing on the American people and our workers here, it is egregious. In fact, I have a handy-dandy chart here that shows not just Canada, but...
Before I let her get into it, a lot of people don't know what's going on behind the scenes, man. And when you actually hear these numbers, you're going to be like, what? If I always try to put anybody I'm having a debate with, I tell them, put yourself in that situation. Your pockets is America. You work hard for your paper. And then these people come telling you that's what it's going to cost to do business in their country. They are doing to us what Trump is trying to do right now. He's saying, if you're charging us, say, 300% on something, it's clear that you're saying you don't want us doing business in your country. That's what they're saying when they put that $300 tariff on there, because the people of the country is not going to buy it because it's too expensive. It's not worth it. That's what they're going to do. So now he's going to do them the same thing. So it's either we negotiate and you're going to drop yours and I'm going to drop mine, or people in America ain't going to do business with your country. Plain and simple. But you know what some of them decided to do? They decided to come to America and set up shop. Ha! Hey, that works for us too. That's where tariffs come in handy. Yep. But let me let her go back and give you the numbers.
Here that shows not just Canada,
She brought
but the
receipts.
rate of tariffs across the board. If you look at Canada, since you brought it up, American cheese and butter, nearly 300% tariff. You look at India, 150% tariff on American alcohol. You think that's helping Kentucky bourbon be exported into India? I don't
Yep.
think so. 100% tariff on agricultural products from India. Look
Yep.
at Japan tariffing rice, 700%. President Trump believes in reciprocity, and it is about dang time that we have a president who actually
Yep.
looks out for the interests of American businesses and workers. And all he's asking for at the end of the day are fair and balanced trade practices, and unfortunately, Canada has not been treating us very fairly at all over the past several decades.